Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about something new. Today I want to talk about multiplying mixed numbers. If we were in school together, I'd have you at the carpet with your notebook out. But since your notebook is in the classroom, I just want you to go ahead and pause this video, go get a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to write this stuff down. And then this will become your notes that you will use when you're doing today's assignment. Okay? Multiplying mixed numbers. I'll wait for you to come back. Oh, you're back. Okay. All right. Here we go. Today I want to talk about a situation like this. What if I'm multiplying 3 times 2 and 1/2? Now at first glance it looks like we've been doing that. We've been multiplying fractions. Sure, we've multiplied 3 times 1/2. But we haven't multiplied 3 times a mixed number. And this is called a mixed number because this is a whole number and this is a fraction, right? It's a mixture of whole numbers and fractions. The problem is I can't multiply 3 by 3 1/2 all in one go. I can multiply 3 by 2 wholes, and I can multiply 3 by 1/2. But I have to do it in 2 steps, okay? Now the way to do this so that I don't forget anything is to go back to our old friend, the area model. You thought we were done with that, didn't you? Nope. 3 wholes times 2 plus 1/2. This is 2 1/2 times 3. Now I'm going to work it like any other area model problem. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1/2 is, well, let's see, that's 3 times 1/2. That is the same as 3 times 1 of these things called halves. So that's going to be 3 halves, or 1 1/2, right? So 3 times 1/2 is 1 1/2. Now I've got my partial products and I have to add them up. 6 plus 1 1/2, that's 7 1/2, right? Easy peasy, it's not hard. You just have to know to use this area model. Once you do that, it's all stuff you already know how to do. Let's look at another example. We're going to need a clean sheet of paper. And let's talk about one that looks like this. 3/4 times 2 1/3. 3/4 times 2 1/3. Again, we know how to multiply 3/4 times 2, and we know how to multiply 3/4 times 1/3. But we have to do them separately. I'm going to come down here, give myself a nice little area model to work with. This is going to be 3/4 over here, and this is going to be 2 1/3. Now I can do the parts individually. 3/4 times 2. The 3/4 times 2 is the same as 3 groups of 2 of these things called fourths. So this is going to be 6/4, which simplifies to 1 2/4, which is the same as 1 1/2, right? So 3/4 times 2, that's 1 1/2. Now I'm going to do 3/4 times 1/3. 3/4 times 1/3, that's just going to be the same as 3 copies of 1 of these things called, wait, no, I don't have to do that. Mr. Sexton lost his place. 3 times, this is going to be the same as 3 copies of 1 of these things called 4 times 3, which is going to be 3/12. which is already simplified, right? So this is 3/12. Now, hold on to your hats, guys. Now we have to add those up. Now we get 1 1/2 plus 3/12. Again, that's something we know how to do. I can't add the 1/2 and the 3/12 together because they've got different names. These are halves, these are 12s. So I need to rewrite this as 1 and something plus something. What's the least common multiple of 2 and 12? Obviously that's 12. And let's see, 2 times 6 is equal to 12, so 1 times 6 is 6. And this gets to stay 3/12. Now I've got 1 9/12, which is an answer. It's not a simplified answer, but it's an answer. The Dempsey answer for that is going to be, I can divide them both by 3, can't I? 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the simplified, more beautiful, Dempsey-ready answer is 1 3/4. Okay? Now, like I said, there's a whole lot going on in here. That's why we use the area model, so you don't skip a step. If you just multiply 3/4 by 2, or you just multiply 3/4 by 1/3, you're not going to get the whole thing. You're just going to get a piece of it, and your answer will be wrong. This is 3/4 groups of 2 and 1/3. Let's try one more together, and then I'll turn you loose to work on your work. Okay? What if I've got 3 1/2 times 2 1/4? Now I've got 2 mixed numbers. That means I got to do 3 times 2 and 3 times 1/4. It means I got to do 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 1/4. What a mess. If I try to just do it like that, I'd probably forget something. So I'm going to use my old friend area model to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. Now this one's going to be 3 1/2, and this is going to break into 2 1/4. And then my lines go at the plus signs. Now I've got 4 pieces, just like I've got 4 arrows up here, right? Now I need to go through and multiply them each one at a time. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1/4, 3/4. 1/2 times 2 is 2/2, which is just 1. And 1/2 times 1/4 is going to be 1/2 times 1/4 is going to be 1/8. Now I'm going to add them up. 6 plus 1 3/4, that's 6 3/4. 1 plus 1/8, that's going to be 1 1/8. Now I've got a nice little addition problem here. 6 3/4 plus 1 1/8, isn't that cute? All right, let's see. Well, I'm going to add my wholes first. 6 and 1 becomes 7. Then I'm going to add 3/4 and 1/8. Problem. These have different names, right? I got to fix that. I got to change this into 7 plus something equals. What's the least common multiple of 4 and 8? Yes, 8. Exactly right. So 3/4 written as 8 is going to be 4 times 2 is 8, so 3 times 2 is 6. And, well, that gets to say 1/8, doesn't it? Now I've got 7 plus 6/8 plus 1/8. That's going to be 7 7/8. That, my friends, is the more beautiful answer. Okay? Now feel free to go back and watch this over and over, pause it, rewind it as many times as you need, and then take a look at the work in today's lesson. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here for you guys. Thanks.